Good morning, children. Welcome to today's English class. Today we will see chapter 13, Time to be a Rock. So please turn to page number 80 in your English reader. We all like to play. Yes. Do you like to go out and play, or do you like to play indoor games? Okay. If you want to go out and play, where do you go? Somewhere in a park, or do you play on streets? If you go out and play, with whom do you go? Do you inform your parents, seek permission, tell your whereabouts, where you're going, with whom you're going, how long will you play? Do you do all this? Are you allowed to go out and play alone? Why do you think your parents don't allow you alone? It is for your safety. Let's see the story of a small baby turtle, Toto. What is the difference between a turtle and a tortoise, children? Tortoise spend most of the time in land and turtles spend most of the time in water. Here we are going to see the story of a small baby turtle named Toto. Let's go to the lesson. Toto was a baby turtle. He lived in a pond with his mother and father. One day, Toto felt like going for a walk. Now, Toto is seeking permission from his mother. Mama, may I go to see what it is like outside the pond? Now, Mother Turtle is telling, all right, but remember what I taught you. If you hear any scary sound, it is time to be a rock. You will be safe then. Now Toto replies, I will, Mama. Toto came out of the pond and walked down the street. Soon he heard a scary sound. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Someone was coming. Toto pulled his head into his shell. He stood very still. I will be safe now. Now the story is Toto is a small baby turtle who lived in a pond with his parents. He wanted to go out for a walk, so he took permission from his mother. But his mother advised him that if you hear any scary sound, you have to be still like a rock. He had to pull his legs and head in the shell, so he will look like a rock. When he started walking, he heard someone coming. So he pulled his head into the shell and stood very still. It was Mimi Cat coming down the street. She saw Toto. To her, Toto looked like a rock. She picked him up and took him home. Mimi put Toto in the garden and walked into her house. Here you can see Toto still like a rock. Now Mimi is seeing Toto. She picked him up and took it to her house and she went in. Now Toto thought it's time to stop being a rock, and he crawled away into Binny Bunny's garden. After some time, Mimi went out, and what did she see? No rock? My rock! Mimi yelled. Who took away my pretty rock? Toto heard Mimi. Time to be a rock, he thought. He stood still. Mimi Cat was coming down the street and she saw Toto and thought it was a rock. She liked the rock very much and carried it to home. She put it in the garden and went inside her house. Now Toto took this opportunity to crawl away. he crawled into Binny Bunny's garden. When Mimi Cat came out of the house, she found that her rock is missing. So she yelled, "Who took away my pretty rock?" Toto heard Mimi, and again it became a rock. Binny heard Mimi and came running out. "Who is Binny here?" "Binny is a bunny. She is Minnie Cat's neighbor." Now Binny is asking, "What's wrong, Mimi?" Now Mimi says, "I found a pretty rock and someone stole my rock." Then she saw Toto in Binny's garden. Mimi told Binny that she lost a pretty rock. Then she saw Toto in Binny's garden. Now Mimi thought that Binny took her rock. Poor Binny says, "I didn't take any rock." Now Toto thought time to stop being a rock, and he crawled away very fast. Binny saw Toto walking away. Binny says, "Oh, look, it's walking. It's a walking rock." Now Mimi says, "A walking rock? Binny, catch the walking rock." Binny and Mimi ran after Toto, but they couldn't catch him. Toto had reached the pond. Splash! He swam away. As Mimi thought Binny had taken the rock, she was quarreling with Binny. Now Toto thought it's time to stop being a rock. He quickly crawled into his pond. Mimi and Binny saw this and ran after him, but couldn't catch him because he reached the pond and he swam away. Now Mama Turtle is asking, "Did you have a nice walk?" Now Toto's telling, "Yes, Mama, I had a very nice walk and remembered when it was time to be a rock." Now Mama's telling, "Clever Toto." Toto, not only very clever, but also a very good one. First, he seeked permission from his mother and he remembered his mother's advice too. Yes or no? So, you too have to follow the same thing. First, you have to seek permission from your parents, clearly tell your whereabouts, and remember what your parents said. Okay, let me ask you a few questions. Who was Toto? Toto was a baby turtle. Where did he live? He lived in a pond. With whom did Toto live? Toto lived with his parents, mother and father. What did Toto want to do one day? He wanted to go for a walk. What did Mimi Cat think when she first saw Toto? Mimi thought Toto as a pretty rock. Hope you all understood the lesson. Do reading practice, children. That's all for today. Have a nice day.